What's up, guys, and welcome back to another amazing video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about, should you start a social media marketing agency in 2019? Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Devin Deshawn. I run this channel. This channel is about personal finance, it's about entrepreneurship, and it's about lifestyle design. So if you are interested in any of those topics, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for future uploads. So also, before we get into this video, make sure that you go down and smash the like button and comment what you think of this video after you get to the end of it. So today we want to talk about starting a social media marketing agency. Now, with the social media marketing agency, this is a business that you don't have to have any overhead in order to start. You don't need any money to start this particular business. So for those of you who don't know what a social media marketing agency is, it's an agency that promotes another business through social platforms. So this could be through Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Google, anything that is social, or that anything that is a social platform. That's what you'd be basically promoting these businesses through. So you'd use their different ad software in order to run ads for that company and get them clients, bring business to them. So it can also be other things, as far as like maybe you do post management. You can manage the posts that go onto people's accounts. You can manage people's Instagrams, their Facebooks. You can manage back end things like that. But you really want to do something close to the money, because an entrepreneur that I watch on YouTube said that when you're close to the money is closer to you. So that means that when you do something that generates money, you're more likely to get paid more for that particular service, because it's something that they can see an ROI on. If they're paying you $1,000, $2,000 a month, and you're actually bringing them $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 worth of customers, then they're going to continue to pay you that $2,000, because they're still making a pretty wide profit margin off of you doing whatever it is that you decide to go into. So here's what you can expect to learn in this particular video. So we're going to go over the pros and cons of SMMA, the goods and the bads. We're going to go over how the business model works, how to get started, and what you can expect when you're running your social media marketing agency. So here are the reasons that you should not start one. You should not start one if you feel like you want to be in a get-rich-quick scheme, because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that you have to put a lot of work into. You have to dedicate a lot of time. And in the beginning, once you're building up your clients, then you can eventually go hands-off, but it's not something that's going to be hands-off immediately. So this isn't passive, this is active until you can eventually automate everything in your business. The second thing is that you must have discipline. You can't be on one day and then off one day, or message people one day and then stop for a week, or call people one time and then come back maybe a month later and expect for a meeting to be set. You have to be consistent. You have to continuously be reaching out to people, trying to get a client, because once you get your first client, it's like a snowball effect. That client can refer other people to come to you and work with you. And in doing so, that generates more money for your business, and it's easier for you to scale up to something closer to like 10K a month or even higher than that. So the third thing is that you can't be easily discouraged. There will be times when you have a client that says no, a client that just does not want your services, or a client that is outrageous, like they just want more than what they're actually worth, if you know what I mean. So you can't be discouraged because you didn't end up getting the sale on this particular person, or this person became more of a headache than they should have been. Never be afraid to walk away. You can always walk away from a sale, because at the end of the day, there is an abundance of businesses. There are a vast majority of businesses out in the world, small businesses, that can use your services that don't already have the things that they need for digital marketing. So just because this one particular client didn't work out does not mean that none of your clients will work out. So you can't be easily discouraged. You need to continue to work towards building what you're trying to build. Also, don't compare yourself to other people who aren't doing the same things that you're doing. If you're trying to get into SMMA and you see people climbing the corporate ladder, or all your friends are becoming successful in their companies, none of that matters because they're not on the same path that you're on. You are on a completely different path. You are going towards entrepreneurship and creating your own business. These people are working for another business, getting their boss a Lamborghini, getting their boss, the higher things in life, versus you're trying to create something where you can get yourself those things. So don't compare yourself to people who are still in that corporate structure, because that's completely different from what you're doing. And there's no comparison. It's completely different. So these are the reasons that you should start one. As I said in the beginning, the overhead cost is low, and it can also be non-existent, depending on what you're willing to put more time and work into. The second thing is that you are your own boss in this particular situation, because you decide when you set up meetings with clients. You decide when you actually go to work for these clients. You decide if you want to let go of a client, because it's not like being at a job where you have to go put in a 2 weeks notice or something like that. If you don't, depending on your contract, if you don't want to work with a particular client anymore, then you can just be done with that client. You can just end your relationship with that client and go work with someone else. So you are your own boss. Now, this does kind of have a downside as well if you are not proactive in doing what you need to do inside of your business. So you do need to be constantly generating new leads and stuff for your own business, because nobody else is going to be there to hold your hand and to make sure that you're out there doing what you need to be doing for your business to continue to grow. You have to be working towards that yourself. And the last thing is that it is a scalable business. So on average, you can, as a full-time social media marketing agency by yourself, you can work with about 7 to 8 clients on your own. So if you decided that you want to work with more, you can always hire people and then basically create a team around yourself, and you can scale up from 7 to 8 clients to 10, 20, 80. You can continue to get higher with that. Now, the profit margins do get smaller as you continue to scale, because you have to actually pay for the workers. You have to pay the workers for doing the work. However, it still is a scalable business, and by yourself, you can easily do 6 figures alone with just 8 clients. And we're going to get more into the figures later on. So there are 5 steps in creating your own SMMA. So step 1 is getting started. Step 2 is lead generation. Then we have contacting clients, creating results, and then scaling. So here are the things that you will need when it comes to starting your SMMA. So you will need a computer. Now, I'm assuming that most people who are watching this YouTube video have a computer, but you may also be on a phone. So you may need a little overhead cost. This is where the low comes in, because you might have to go buy a computer, but you don't have to buy an expensive one. You can go get a $100 computer or something like that and use that for the time being, just so that you'll be able to do the things that you need to do on a computer. Because when it comes to running Facebook ads and different things like that, you have to have a computer so that you can see the interface and work with it properly. A phone isn't going to work for that. So you'll need a computer. When you get the computer, you're going to have to create a Facebook account. You'll make a business Facebook page, and you'll also have a Facebook business manager. Now, all of these things can be found on Facebook's website. I'll probably leave the link down in the description so that you can check it out and see about setting those things up. Once you set up those 3 things, then that's pretty much all you need That's actually all you need, because from there, all you have to do is contact businesses. So here are the things that you don't need to start. You don't need an LLC. You don't need any type of business license. You don't need a website. You don't need employees. You don't need softwares. You don't need anything outside of the 4 things that I mentioned earlier. All of these other things are things that you can get later on, but they are not crucial to your success in doing this. So don't allow yourself to be held inside of a bubble where you're thinking, oh, well, I don't have this yet, so I can't start. I don't have that yet, so there's no way I could, possibly be successful without it. That's not true. It's best for you to get started. Don't wait for certain things to fall in place. You need to start now. Entrepreneurship is all about jumping off a cliff and building the parachute on the way down. So here are the things that you need to understand. You need to understand what you're doing, which is bringing customers to business, and we'll go more in depth on what you'll actually be doing for those businesses to bring the customers. You need to understand an income producing activity, which would be like Facebook ads, Google ads, Twitter ads, Instagram ads, different things like that can produce income for that particular business. They can bring those customers to the business and basically validate that you are doing something for them. You also need basic sales and communication skills. So when I say basic sales and communication skills, you want to be able to hold just a basic conversation with someone, like over the phone or something like that. So you don't necessarily have to be just the best salesperson ever, because people like genuineness. So you need to be genuine when you're talking to these business owners. Don't try to make yourself sound like, snooty or anything like that. So all you need is basic sales and communication skills. So let's talk about the business model. This is going to be talking about what you'll be doing and why you can demand a high price on what you're doing. So in this business model, today we're going to talk about Facebook ads specifically. So you're going to be running Facebook ads in order to target customers for a client and bring them business. So depending on whatever niche you decide to go into, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, depending on whatever niche you go into, each client has what's called a lifetime value. So like what an average customer does over the lifetime of them becoming a customer of whatever company they're going with or whatever company you're working with. So with that means that every customer that you can bring on and you can get them to actually become a full-fledged customer of that particular business, they have a particular value over their head of what they'll be bringing to the company for the remainder of their time being a customer with that company. So that's very important for you to find out from whatever business owner you're working with. And the reason being is because let's say that you're working with a real estate agent, and let's say that they typically get a 3% commission on every house that they sell. And let's say that they typically sell $100,000 houses. That's their average whenever they sell a house, a $100,000 house. So let's say that you bring in, over the course of a month, 4 leads who end up buying $100,000 houses. 3% of $100,000 is $3,000. So that means that you just brought that business $12,000. So if you're asking for a retainer of $2,000 every month, they're still profiting $10,000 every month. So you can justify your price because of the lifetime value of every customer that they get. You can justify your price because you are actually bringing them more business by doing the methods that you're doing that they don't fully understand. So here's a 6-figure breakdown so that you know like what you should charge if you want to get to 6 figures. So you can have 1 client and charge $9,000 a month, 2 clients at $4.5K a month, 3 clients at $3K a month, 4 clients at $2.5K a month, 5 clients at $2K a month, or 6 or 7 clients at $1.5K a month. So these numbers are very important because you want to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, then you can't expect yourself to get anywhere because you don't know what you're working towards. So I would set up a goal. If I were you, set up a goal on where you want to be. And now you have a guideline as far as what you need to get there. So this is how the process works. What you'll do is you'll run a Facebook ad. In the Facebook ad, you'll create an offer with value that entices the customer to click the ad and interact with the ad and basically complete the entire process. So this particular value offer that you can give them could be something either free or reduced price. An example of this would be you can give them a 1-week free trial gym membership. You could do free consultations for teeth or something like that. You could do a buy one, get one on a restaurant's item menu, like a burger or something like that. You could do anything like that. You can do reduced prices on maybe some type of visitation for a chiropractor or something like that. So you need to have either a free or reduced price value offer that entices the customer to interact with the ad. Next, you'll have a lead form. So all of this can be set up in Facebook, which I'll talk about in a later video. But you'll have a lead form where the consumer can fill out their name, email, and phone number. And then you'll have a thank you page where you immediately deliver the offer to them. Like maybe you'll send out a coupon code, or you'll send out something like that, something that where they'll have the offer right there and then you can even upsell as well if you and your business partner that you're working with at the time can come up with something to upsell them on. So maybe you do a 1-week free gym membership and then you have a $20 ebook that talks about different diets or something that they could take. You know, different things like that, something that you could upsell to them and increase the profit margins for that particular business. So your next step is going to be to pick a niche. So it's very important that you pick a niche because it'll be a lot easier for you to work with clients in one niche versus trying to work with a bunch of different clients in a bunch of different niches. So you want to pick a niche, you want to build a list of high-level businesses to work with, and you want to follow a criteria to filter out businesses who may not want your services. So in that criteria, well, first let's talk about the niches. So these are the different niches that you can go into: influencers, attorneys, chiropractors, yoga studios, veterinarians, general contractors, restaurants. All of these different businesses need a social media marketer because what you're doing is you're pulling in clients who already are ready to purchase their products. You're pulling in clients to come purchase their products off of Facebook. Facebook has 2.8 billion active users monthly that are on their platform. And the reason that that's important to know is because it is the biggest social media platform right now. And with that being said, when you run ads, you can run ads to a variety of people because it's going to be more people in whatever city or state that you're targeting using Facebook than anything else, than Twitter, than Instagram. There's going to be more people on Facebook. So you want to do Facebook ads because of the high amount of people that are already on Facebook and the high amount of active users. So when it comes to lead criteria, you want to find people who already have a good website. You don't want to put in more work than you have to, because if they have a bad website, they're probably going to expect for you to fix their website, or when people go to their website, it's not going to have a good conversion rate, different things like that. You also want a business with good reviews. You don't want to work with a business where they're getting reviews saying that the people are rude and they do bad things and different things like that. So you want to have somebody with a good website, good reviews. You want to make sure that they don't have a Facebook pixel. This is important because if they already have a Facebook pixel, they probably already have somebody doing their social media marketing. The Facebook pixel, I'll briefly explain it. The Facebook pixel tracks everybody who comes onto your website. It tracks what they do on your website. It tracks how long they're on the website. It tracks all of that. That's very important. If they don't have a Facebook pixel, then they're missing out on people who are coming to their website and actually looking at the different properties on their website. So that's a great selling point that you can mention to them when you actually get into the meeting of that particular business owner. If they don't have a Facebook pixel, they're missing out on people coming over to their website and actually viewing their properties, and they're missing out on retargeting those people with an ad to get them to come back to the website and potentially purchase. You also want to make sure that they have a Facebook page already. And the reason being is because you don't want to have to go through the whole process of creating a page. It can be more hassle than it should be. So these are the things that you really want to check for when it comes to looking for certain businesses. And I know that it's probably going to end up causing you to shorten a list way beyond what you probably think that you should be shortening it to. But I want you to understand that there is a wide amount of small businesses. I want to say there is over 1 million small businesses in the United States alone. So with that being said, there is an overabundance of businesses who are not using a Facebook pixel, who don't have, who have good websites, good reviews. They're already ready for you to come in and just put that Facebook pixel on their website and run ads for them, but they just don't have the right people in place. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I'll probably never find another good opportunity like that, because it's not true. There is an overabundance of businesses out there waiting for someone like you to come along and show them what they should be doing with their Facebook page and what they should be doing with their website and what they should be doing on Facebook to generate more leads for their business. So you want to avoid, like I said before, people with bad websites, bad reviews, no Facebook page. And as a beginner, I'd say avoid Facebook pixel websites. Now, the reason being is that it can be hard to try to convince somebody that you're better than the person that they already have. If they're already using a Facebook pixel and already running like retargeting ads and different things like that. So as a beginner, I would recommend that you stay away from Facebook pixel pages. You can get into that when you get a bigger agency, but I would recommend as a beginner that you stay away from that, because you can definitely create an ROI for anyone who does not have a Facebook pixel. Like, it's almost impossible not to. So step 3, you want to contact the clients. There are different methods of contacting clients. You can do direct messaging through social media. You can do video outreach, cold emails, cold calls, and walk-ins. Now, some people say that cold calls don't work and cold emails don't work. I want to tell you that that is not true. All of these methods work. All of these methods take time and they take effort for you to actually learn and be able to implement those different methods in the correct way for them to basically have a turnover rate for you. So if you are a person who thinks that cold calls and cold emails do not work, it's not that they don't work. You have to refine your method of doing it. There could be something that you're not doing right. In that case, I would recommend that you get a mentor, because a mentor can walk you through, if they've already done like a cold calls and different things like that, they can walk you through their certain process on how they do it and how they have a higher turnover rate than what you have. So you want to make sure that you have a mentor, somebody who can guide you, because that's going to be the quickest way for you to get from 0 to 100, because you have somebody walking you through each and every step along the way. So for direct messaging and video outreach, this is the actual contact that I would use for first time contact on trying to get someone to message you back and potentially talk about you coming in and helping them with their digital strategies. So you just want to say something like, Hey John, my name is Devin and I specialize in generating leads for real estate agents through proven digital strategies. Do you need any help with this? Now, this is going to first it introduces you. It tells the customer, the client, who you are. You started off with their name so they know that you're not like a bot just randomly texting them out of nowhere. And by saying that you specialize in generating leads for that particular niche, it sounds like you're an expert in doing that particular niche versus you just being a social media marketing agency, which sounds a lot more broad. And by saying that their particular niche, it makes them feel like, oh, you're more specialized in this, so you'll know more than someone who just says they're a social media marketing agency. So those all of those things combined with do you need any help with this will spark them to respond either, yeah, I do kind of need some help with this, or they may say no, but you can always try to counteract it with why you think that they may need help with it. And you never want to come off as telling them that their business is bad or anything, or that they're not doing the right things with their business. But you always want to come across as, I can help you, and I know that this particular thing that I have is going to help you. So when you're preparing for your meeting, let's say that you've already went through the process and they're ready to set up a meeting with you. You want to keep these things in mind. You are in control of the meeting because this is not a business owner-employee relationship. You will not be the employee of this particular business or owner. They are paying you a retainer, not a salary. They're paying you a retainer. So you want to keep that in mind. You are in control of the entire. Don't let them try to take over control, because what will probably happen is you're in the middle of you just getting to the call and they're like, so what's the price? If they ask what the price is, you want to be able to redirect it and say, well, I'm not sure because I tailor all of my meetings for each business specifically, because I'm not sure if my services are things that you need for your particular business. So before I can even give you a price, I need to understand more about your business. If they continuously ask, what is the price? That might not be the kind of person that you want to work with anyways. So you also need to always be willing to walk away. So like I said before, there's no such thing as scarcity when it comes to business owners who can particularly purchase your product, potentially purchase your product. So you need to always be willing to walk away, because if they are a headache in the meeting, hear me well, they will most likely be a headache when it comes to actually working with them. That's very important to understand, because you don't want a headache client. You want someone who is going to be easy to work with, who is not constantly badgering you or texting you in the middle of the night asking you to do, certain things. You want a client who can be hands off and you can just handle your work, and maybe they'll text you, but they'll text you like throughout the actual work day versus them texting you at 2 a.m. asking you to do something for them. So that goes into the third point, that there will always be more businesses to contact. There will always be other businesses for you to go for. So if this particular client does not work, do not be held down. Sales is a numbers game. So there are people who may not work out. However, you'll always have another opportunity with someone else who will be more willing to go with your product, or who will be an even better client than that person that you thought would be a good client. So when it comes to structuring your meetings, you want to set the objective of the meeting. So you want to make sure that they know, hey, this meeting is about the digital strategies that I use in order to generate clients for the real estate niche or whatever niche that they are in. You want to figure out why they chose to meet with you. It's important that you figure that out. And the reason being is because they didn't get on this call because they just wanted to mess around and see like what you had to say. They aren't getting on this call for kicks and giggles. They're getting on this call because they truly think that you have something that they don't have. And you need to make them understand that you do have something that they do not have. So next, you'll get to know their business and their challenges. You want to ask them questions like, where do they see themselves being, like in their business? Where do they want their business to be, like in the next 5 years or something like that? Where are they now? And what's stopping them from getting there? So that goes into learning their pain points and position yourself as the solution. You want to ask them, what is their point C, which is the place that they want to get to? What is their point A, which is the place that they are now? And how come they haven't bridged the gap with point B? What is stopping them from getting that point B so that they can get to point C? And you want to position yourself as that point B that's going to take them all the way to point C. So you want to explain to them how your system works. You want to explain to them what it may look like for their business specifically. And you might also want to, there's the law of comparison. So if you have other businesses that are probably in their area, or just businesses in general who are doing the things that you already do, you can show them examples of those businesses and show them how that business is more prosperous. And the reason being is because they're using those techniques that you are going to implement in their business. So the reason you want to do that is because people don't like to be compared. If they're being compared to something else, then I want to be better than that person. So they're going to be more likely to be emotional about purchasing this from you. And emotion is the biggest player when it comes to selling something to someone. Because if they feel like they need this in order to get somewhere better, they're going to purchase it from you, no matter what the price is almost. It just can't be outrageous. So you want to explain what it'll look like for their business. You want to ask them when they would like to start. So if they say that they want to start like maybe a month from now or something like that, you want to figure out why. If it's a legitimate reason, then that's fine. You can let them start then. But you also want to explain to them that you want to make them feel like it's scarce. You want to make them feel like they need to purchase now. So you will probably say something along the lines of, typically when I offer these services to a customer or to a client, then I charge my monthly retainer of $1,500, and I also charge a $1,000 setup fee. However, I find that customers who tend to act fast come out to be my best clients. So if you purchase today, I will drop the setup fee of $1,000. So this does two things. First of all, it forces them to pay today, regardless of when they want to start. So you get your money up front today. Secondly, if they won't feel like they should ask for a discount because they'll see it as they're already getting a discount. So it's stupid to ask for a second discount on top of a discount that you've already received. So they won't be like, oh, well, can I get this for $1,000 a month instead? Because you've already given them a discount by taking that setup fee off. So you want to discuss prices and how they can start. Possibly discuss like how long the contract would be for you to be working for them. And typically I recommend 3 months minimum. And the reason being is because the Facebook ads do take a minute for you to actually they do take a minute for you to optimize. Now, that's not saying that you can't get clients day one or leads for that particular client, but you want to continuously push data to the Facebook pixel, and the more data that goes to the Facebook pixel, the better it is going to be for that particular business, and the more leads you'll be able to generate for them down the line versus upfront with no data. And then you also want to go ahead and get access to their Facebook page, their images, videos, and have them link your ad account to their business page. That way that you can run ads. You can discuss like how you're going to facilitate the ad spend and everything like that. So next is step 4, creating results. So you want to find out from them their ideal customer. You want to create an offer that appeals to that particular customer. Then you want to create an attention-grabbing ad, something that makes them stop when they're scrolling through their phone or scrolling on their computer. Something that makes them stop and look at it and actually read the ad. Next, you want to funnel them with ad retargeting, which is basically done through Facebook. So you don't really have to worry about that too much. And you want to make sure the business is closing sales. So another thing that you might want to ask when you're actually in the sales call is, are they capable of closing online, digital leads? And the reason being is because if they can't, then they're basically throwing money out the window. Because if they can't close people who are sent to them from an online source, then there's no point of you actually running Facebook ads for them, because they'll never be able to actually get any sales from that. So step 5, you can scale the actual business. So since you chose a niche, like we discussed in the beginning, you can copy and paste the different ads to other businesses in other cities. So that means that instead of you having to create a whole new ad copy, creating a whole new picture ad and different techniques like that, you can have each business do the same thing because it's in different cities and it won't be shown to other people in other cities. So that makes the transition to other cities and getting new leads, new clients that you're actually bringing on, it makes that so much simpler for you, because you don't have to create a whole new ad set or anything like that. You can just use the old things that you've used for other businesses that you've seen work in those particular areas. So if you work on this full time, like I said before, you can handle about 8 clients by yourself. And they don't necessarily have to be at just 1K a month or 2K a month or 3K a month. You can charge 4K a month. You can charge 5K, 6K, 7K. You can charge up to 10K depending on the client and what you're actually bringing and if that makes sense for that client. If you can bring them revenue of $100,000 by running Facebook ads for them, then of course they're going to easily drop $10,000 a month for you, because they're still making 90K profit just based on the ads that you're running for them. So once you decide to hire, all you have to do is record videos of your processes and give those to the employees that you decide to hire. So you can use places like Upwork. You can use I believe there was a website called 5 an Hour where you can hire like VAs and different things like that to do like the little work and different things like that. So you can hire people, you'll have them watch the videos and go through the training process, and then they can do the things that you either don't want to do, don't like to do, or they can do everything. They can run the whole business and you can be on the sidelines. So at the beginning, when it comes to SMMA, it's something that you'll be working in, but you eventually, in order to scale it, you eventually want to be working on your business, not in your business. So you want to be working on creating processes for your business. Now, if you decide to continue to go solo, I don't recommend going anything over 8 clients. At that point, there are different methods that you can do, but that'll be a topic for another video as well. So once again, if you like this video, make sure that you go down below, hit the like button. Make sure you comment and let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you like this type of content, if you'd rather see more of this content in this particular style where I'm doing a slideshow. And if you have any questions for me, make sure you drop them below and I'll answer every question that I get on this video. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.